What is up, baseball fans? Welcome to the first part of our Wednesday night doubleheader of OOTP 18 action here on the channel. I am Associate Community Manager Kris Jardine, aka Snaggle J. Welcome to tonight's stream, everybody, and the continuation of our 1982 Montreal Expos season. Now, if you were here for last week's stream, we kicked off this 1982 franchise, made a few moves. We started the season after introducing you guys to the roster and what kind of players we're going to have. We are currently sitting 12-12, 3.5 games back in the National League East. We traded Al Oliver, which is going to upset our owner because one of our owner goals was to sign Al Oliver to an extension. And remember, we have to achieve a winning record this season and reach the World Series in this season or next season. So some big tasks in front of us. We're going to try to get as far through the 1982 season as we can. What's up, P-Wad? Go 84 Tigers. I love them 84 Tigers, man. 84 Tigers are lit. Our biggest problem so far has been our offense. Our pitching staff, as you can see on the right-hand side here, has been pretty good. I just want to see real quick. I want to make that big. Let me know. Let me know, guys, how the font size is. I'm using a different monitor than I usually am tonight, so the capture might be a bit small. So if you guys want to let me know how the font size looks, make sure you guys can read that okay. You guys can let me know in the chat if you need me to bump it up a little bit. Like I said, I don't normally use this monitor for playing out of the park, but my usual monitor is a little on the fritz at the moment. So our pitching staff's been great. You can see we got some great ERAs. We picked up Tommy John in the Al Oliver trade. He has a 1.85 ERA for us so far. Our bullpen has had some troubles outside of Reardon and Fryman, who have been pretty good. But yeah, Steve Rogers, Sanderson, pretty good. We've had some good pitching. We just have not had the offensive output that we've needed. Now, Andre Dawson has started to heat up a little bit. Tim Raines has started to heat up a little bit. So we will see if we are able to keep this momentum going. So let's jump in real quick here, jump through a week and see what happens. Chris Smith suffered a day-to-day injury. Back stiffness. He's going to be out for 5 days. Now, hey, Expos, let's get them a World Series. I agree, 6OD. I think that would be nice. Something that had never, ever happened. So you can see we finished the week 14-14. So we're still kind of hovering around that 500. Still kind of hovering around that 500. You see Ken Phelps, who is we handed the first baseman's job to. Not really getting it done for us. Let's see. Let's go to our lineups and see if there's any changes that we could make. We could get Roy Johnson in there. Let's put view batting stats. Let's sort by lowest average. So you see Warren Cromartie, our regular right fielder, is hitting 164 on the season. So maybe we could throw Roy Johnson in there, see if we can't... see if we can't get things going. Of all of our teams, anyone close to batting 400? I don't think so. We can take a look at our player list. Batting stats. Our best batting average right now, let's go all players. Oh, it's only going to show Major League stats, right? There we go. Willie Cooley is batting 444 and 9 at bats. Brian Little batting 444 and 26 at bats. Julius Anderson is hitting 397 down in West Palm Beach. Of all time. of all of your teams. I don't think the Expos would have anyone close to all time. Like their best batting average is 300. Oh, is that just in the history of this? Doesn't import the stats prior to that? Or is that just... Is there a way we can sort that? Oh, leaders. There we go. Batters. So the best batting average in a single season is 311. Did you start this season in 1969? No, we started this franchise. This is only the second stream of this franchise. We started the save in 1982. So this is our first. This is our first season. So yeah, 311 is the highest single season batting average for the Expos by Rusty Staub in 1971. All right, let's go another week here. Guys, we got some exciting stuff coming up on the channel tonight. I'm going to be streaming this until 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer, will be live with the beginning of a brand new franchise he is going to be starting tonight. I believe he's starting in 1991. It's going to confirm that by actually doing some homework and scrolling just over here. He is going to be starting in 1991 with the Cleveland Indians. So he's going to be starting that franchise again at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Zenlos, what's up, my dude? Welcome to the stream, as always. So we had a pretty good week that week. 4-3. We're up to 18-17 now. Let's go through another week. Immediately. Oh, let's go to our lineups are not right. Is Johnson just better in left field? He only qualifies in left field, so we'll put him in left field. He's more comfortable in left field, which is fine. All right. What's up, Matthew, 1993? Trade proposals. Yankees would like to send us Willie Randolph for 23-year-old starting pitcher Bill Gullickson. It's not fair. We're not getting much in return. Willie Randolph, not great. 276, one home run so far. Not really something that we're looking to trade a 23-year-old controllable starting pitcher for at this time. We also got a trade proposal from Atlanta who wanted to trade us Steve Bedrosian for Andre Dawson. That's not going to happen. How many years in are you? This is the first year. Wrong, it's 345 by Vladdy in 2000. Oh, I'm just talking in terms of where we're at in this franchise. Sorry, Cardinal fan. I knew Vladdy had some big seasons. I just meant up to the point where we are in this franchise in 1982. Yeah, so Matthew, this is the first year, bud. First year. Power rankings. So we're 18-17. Let's go to... see if we can get to the end of May. That is your history. Vladimir Guerrero hit 345 in 2000. Yeah, I believe you. Believe you 100%. Yeah. All good. I knew Vladdy. I was pretty sure Vladdy would have been the best guy. Yeah. Anyway, all good. Vladdy, the man. Looking forward to him getting into the Hall of Fame here in a few weeks. All right. Dickie Thon, looking for a shortstop. We're looking for Dickie Thon. I mean, probably not. He's a 5-star, though. Great hitting. Make lots of contact. But what the heck would we have to give up to get 23-year-old Dickie Thon from them? He's hitting 306. I mean, it's probably not something that's going to happen. Are you by any chance Canadian? Is that why you're doing an Expo Sim? Yes, I am Canadian. No, it is not why I'm doing an Expo Sim. We did a Twitter poll over at our Twitter account, twitter.com/OOTP baseball. We had the 82 Expos, the 86 Blue Jays, the 1990 New York Yankees, and the 1991 Chicago White Sox. The Expos won with almost 52% of the vote. The divisions are aligned to what they were in 1982. So a quick look at the standings. In the AL East, you have the Red Sox, Yankees, Cleveland, Detroit, Toronto, Milwaukee, Baltimore. The AL West, you have Chicago, California, Texas, Oakland, Seattle, Kansas City, and Minnesota. In the NL East, you have Philly, Chicago Cubs, the Expos, Cardinals, Pirates, Mets. And in the West, you have the Braves, Reds, Dodgers, Astros, Padres, and Giants. And I believe this alignment lasted right up until 1994. All right, let's get through the rest of this month. Evaluate where things are at the end of May. So we're 23-24 right now. We're 4 games back. Again, our hitting is just not really. Maybe it's time that we started changing up our lineup a little bit. Let's see. So we've got Kris Smith can play first, third, left, and right field. He's actually been really good. He's got 85 at-bats for us to the tune of a .318 batting average. So we got to get Kris Smith in the lineup more. Some of our lower guys, Roy Johnson. So, I mean, neither of the guys that we've tried in the outfield is getting it done. So maybe it's time we gave Kris Smith a chance in the outfield. We're going to put Tim Wallach. So Kris Smith is going to play left field. So let's go. Let's get ourselves, we're going to actually move Johnson up the list a little bit. We're going to build some depth charts based off of those lineups against righties. I think I'm going to have to start a historic save myself. Never tried it. It's awesome. It's kind of awesome to see. I always enjoy doing historical saves just to see who pans out, who doesn't pan out, things like that. If you guys did not catch TJ's stream last week, he took his Padres franchise that I think he played through until 2021 or 2022, starting in 2017. And he simulated it all the way to 2045. So not historic, a future sim. And just to see where people ended up. The archive is over. If you go to youtube.com/OTP developments, the archive is up there. It was an excellent watch. I actually stayed on after my stream and tuned into what he was doing because it was really good. All right, so let's go. What we're gonna do against lefties. Spire, Dawson. Same idea. Wallace Johnson. What's Wallace Johnson doing? Wallace Johnson is... Oh, he's been pretty good. He should be playing second base, though. We have Tim Raines playing second base against lefties. Against righties, he's also second base. But we're not using Wallace Johnson, who does also qualify in left field. Man, we've got some good options. Wallace Johnson actually can play left field and right field and some first base. Mike Stenhouse, who has been not bad. He has 3 homers. I don't really want to mess with that. We're going to leave that. I did a sim from the very beginning of baseball all the way to 2020. So cool to see everything pan out. How long did that take? just over a month of me letting the sim run the background. I wasn't doing anything. Yeah, it's definitely, if you're going to run very elongated sims. So if you guys might remember, I ran some simulations during the playoffs. We took some of the playoff series and simulated them multiple thousands of times. And I simulated the World Series 10,000 times. And it only actually took about an hour, which is awesome. Historical sims are a blast. Always try to relive the mid-90s Indies teams and actually win a championship. I don't know if you were here earlier, Tribe, but TJ is going to be starting a 1990 Indians franchise at the top of the hour tonight on the stream. Don't know if you knew that or not, but he's going to be here. Starting as the 1991 Indians, did I say? I can't even keep it straight in my head if it's 1990 or 1991. It's one or the other is what I know. 1991. Saw the tweet earlier. I'm excited. Good to hear, dude. All right. So let's take a look at our front office situation right now. We can do all-star voting. All-star teams are announced, so we got some time to do all-star voting. We'll do our all-star voting later. Oh, I might not, because sometimes it crashes the game, actually, which is weird. I think it's a me thing. Maybe I don't do it right. So we go to our front office. We go to our salaries. So we do have some... Steve Rogers is our biggest free agent coming up. Again, we have already sort of approached him to see what it might take to get Rogers an extension. He is looking for a handful of years, if I remember correctly. He's looking for 5 years. At 32 years old, I don't think we're going to give Steve Rogers a 5-year contract. That seems a bit silly for us to do something like that. So we're probably going to hold on to that for now and wait and see. Again, if we're kind of falling out of it at the trade deadline is July 31st. We might just wait and see. We may end up trading Steve Rogers if we're falling out of it. We might try to dump him, try to get some young controllable assets. Woody Fryman, also a free agent at the end of the year. He's 42 years old. Again, probably not worth us attempting to re-sign. Other than that, we're actually looking pretty good in terms of what we're going to have coming up in terms of contracts. So that's good. We've got some flexibility in terms of what we're going to be able to do. We have received a personal message. Player development update. Let's take a look at some of our player development. Tommy John has been aging, starting to drop. Bill Gullickson has been improving. Got a control rating bump. His potential also took a bump. Gary Carter took a contact and power drop. Ken Phelps took a power and eye drop. Tim Raines had a huge month. Took a contact rating jump, a potential jump, our potential contact rating jump. Took an eye jump and took an overall rating jump from 4 to 4.5 stars as well. That is impressive longevity. Not gonna lie. Stenhouse is down for the month. Moreno at 18 years old, up for the month. Defense starting to improve. That's good. See if any of our young minor leaguers. David Flores with some big jumps in West Palm Beach. All right, so that's pretty good. Not a bad development update for the month. Trade proposal from Seattle. They want to trade us Mike Stanton. I think at this point we're probably going to set Bill Gullickson to untouchable because we're going to keep getting offers for him. He's a good, young, controllable pitcher. So we will set him to untouchable just so we stop getting trade offers for him. Take a look at quick voting update for the NL. Gary Carter leads all catchers in the NL in voting right now. Other notables, Tim Raines is in the top 3 at second base. And Steve Rogers is in there for starting pitcher. Andre Dawson leads the voting for center fielders. So we're definitely going to have some all-stars, which is cool. It's crazy how far OOTP has come since OOTP 4, which was my first version, such a great game. You ain't seen nothing yet. And I agree. The game has improved vastly. I think even since I started playing, which was around 11 or 12. But yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. Willie Wilson, by the way, batting almost 400 with Kansas City right now. All right, update. We interested in Robin Yount? I mean, no, we're not really interested in Robin Yount because he's going to be way too out of our price range. Get another voting. We're not going to get a voting update every week, are we? That's probably not necessary. Lots of votes pouring in though. Right now. Votes are pouring in like crazy. Scott Sanderson suffered a mild ankle sprain, so we're not going to worry about that. He's day to day. He'll make his next start. We're hovering around that 500. We're not really, making moves. Tommy John suffered a day-to-day injury, a mild hamstring strain. He is going to be out 2 weeks, which is very, very damaging for someone at his quote-unquote advanced age. So we're going to... how many days is he hurt for? He had to leave the game after 68 pitches. I wonder, at this point, if he just started today, if he's out for 2 weeks, that means he's going to miss 2 starts. Right? Right now, we don't have anyone with that kind of... what we might do is, for now, let's send Armando Moreno down to AAA. We're going to call up Ray Burris. Why can't I call up Ray Burris? Oh, he's there. Okay, well, we didn't have to send Moreno down. That's fine. Now we're active roster's back to good. So there. So what we'll do is we'll call Ray Burris up for now, who is kind of our extra body anyway. So we won't put Tommy John on the DL. I mean, we don't necessarily have to. Right now, we'll just leave him on the bench. We'll use Ray Burris in that situation, and then that way when Tommy John is healthy, if he happens to get healthy before that 2 weeks is up, we're not going to have to wait the 15 days to get him back out there, which is ideal. Let's take a look and see. Maybe we'll wait till the end of June, and then we'll do a full minors recap. Houston wants to send us Phil Garner. We're not trading Ken Phelps though. Ken Phelps is not getting traded. We're not going to do that. That would be silly. So yeah, we'll go to the end of June and then we'll do a full minors recap. Chris Spire, oblique strain. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. That's not good. So we're going to have to put him on the DL for that. On the 15. So I guess that means next man up is going to be Brian Little. So Brian Little's going to get a chance to show us what he can do. He's hitting 282 so far this year in AAA Wichita. Brian Twig Little. So we're going to call him up. Excellent. Go to our lineups here. Let's let our bench coach handle our... See what he does right now. So he puts Wallace Johnson back in, which I'm not a big fan of. Not gonna lie, because again, Chris Smith, we gotta get Chris Smith in the lineup every day. He's better in left field, right? Okay. So in left field we have Wallace Johnson, who's actually playing pretty well. He's hitting 262. Right field we have Mike Stenhouse, who's hitting 259. But Chris Smith is hitting 356. Hopefully FHM can become as good of a game as OOTP. That's the plan. That is the plan. That game is taking leaps and bounds forward. I will admit I don't get to spend as much time with franchise hockey manager as I would like. But the amounts of it that I have played this year, I am very, very impressed with what they've improved in that game in such a short amount of time. You look at where that game is after 4 versions and where OOTP is on version 18, it is definitely on the right track. Chris W. Smith. Yeah, we got to get Chris Smith in somehow in this lineup on the everyday basis. I think we're going to... I wish he could play short. If he could play short, everything would be fine. Tim Wallach doesn't play short. He does, but he only hits a 20 at short. So we're going to put him in for Mike Stenhouse. Does Chris Smith play right field? He does. Not as good as he plays left field. I don't even care. I think the fact I'm so... Yeah, it's definitely made differently. That's no doubt. So you can see our offense right now with the fire flames that you see on the screen. You can see that we are white hot right now. White hot. And what I might actually do is Chris Smith has been so white hot. We're going to actually put him way up into the number 2 spot. I mean, dude's hitting 356. I mean, we got to get him some ABs whenever possible. You can see we're now 36 and 28. So we have been off. We have been on a tear. This is the official Twitch channel for Out of the Park. It is. The official Twitch channel for Out of the Park right here at twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. I stream every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. TJ streams at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Adam and Jeff, the franchise hockey manager guys, stream at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the official Out of the Park Developments channel. So you can see we have been on a bit of a tear as of late. Oh, the Pioneer and the short season leagues are getting fired up now. So you can see we're June 21st. We're 36 and 29. We're now 3.5 back. Philadelphia has turned it on as well. Philadelphia has really turned it on. Chris Smith doesn't have enough at bats to qualify. That's sad. Wish he did. As always, appreciate all you guys stopping by for the Wednesday night streams. Make sure if you guys are new to the channel that you guys find that follow button up at the top of the screen or on your mobile device and hit it as hard as you absolutely can. We are inching ever closer to 1,000 followers here on the OOTP Developments channel. Started the stream tonight, 52 followers short of 1,000. And as always, you can follow us on all of our various other social media pages. Head on over to OOTPdevelopments.com. You can jump in the forums. You can pick up your very own copy of Out of the Park 18 or Franchise Hockey Manager 4. You can find both of those games on Steam as well. Subscribe to our official YouTube channel, youtube.com/OOTPdevelopments. We post all of our archives along with trailers, clips, news, and OOTP 19 information, possibly maybe coming soon. Also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/OOTPBaseball. And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/OOTPBaseball. So here we are. So we're going to get this weekend. We're getting up to I guess what we'll do is at the All-Star break, we'll do a full minors recap. Where are we at here? Voting update, expiring personnel contract info. I'd like to inform you the following members of your personnel contract expired at the end of the season. Look at all that personnel. All kinds of personnel. We're going to take a look at those guys at the end of the season. See who or what might be worth keeping around. I don't really know them that well yet, so I don't want to get too excited. The Jays offering us Damaso Garcia for Scott Sanderson. Garcia hit 288, 8 homers and 40 RBIs this season, 365 at bats. Okay, you know what? Let's discuss this trade right now. So they want Scott Sanderson, who is 25 years old. He's 10-3 with a 291. Yeah, okay, he's been too good. Sorry, Scott Sanderson has been too good. We can't do that. So here we get the midseason update from Mike Heck, our owner. He's pretty disappointed. He asked us to extend Al Oliver. We traded him. He does give us the final say on player moves. When he tells you as a player important, I expect you to listen. Wow. So he says he's pretty happy with how we're progressing towards our goals, but so far he's not super impressed. So that's, we got to work on that. We want to make our owner happy. We want to stick around, right? We don't want to get canned. I mean, we don't want to get canned right away. Are we interested in Lou Whitaker? I mean, probably not. Yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with the lineup we have right now. How do I don't want those anymore. All right. So Sim finished this week out. I need to manager settings. Where is my email notification? I want that's fine. All right. Let's finish this week off, get to the All-Star break. Gary Carter suffered a knee contusion. Luckily, he's got the All-Star break in there to help heal up. Wow, that's not good. What? Oh, it was the game was postponed. We had a rain delay. So we got an All-Star. We got a minimum of one All-Star. Let's go into our email here. We have the All-Star rosters announced. So let's take a look at the National League voting results. See what we got voted in. Gary Carter unanimously voted in as the starting catcher. Unfortunately, will not be able to play due to injury. Jason Thompson voted in at first base from the Pirates. Joe Morgan easily outgunned our Tim Raines for second base. Mike Schmidt looks like he might be the leading vote getter. He's not, but he's up there breaking the 2 million threshold. to be starting at third base. Dickie Thon for the Astros at short. Dusty Baker is going to be starting in left field. Andre Dawson will be starting in center field from our Montreal Expos. Pedro Guerrero will be starting in right. Starting pitcher will be Steve Carlton. Al Holland was the top vote-getting reliever. So let's go to the official All-Star rosters. We'll go through these real quickly. The American League All-Stars are going to be Floyd Bannister, Len Barker, Jim Beattie, Britt Burns, Ron Guidry, Jerry Koosman, Frank Tanana, Raleigh Fingers, George Frazier, Salom Barojas, Rich Gossage, Tippy Martinez, and Dave Schmidt. It's the pitching staff. Position players, Brian Dayette, Danny Goodwin, Lance Parrish, Jim Sundberg, Kent Herbeck, Eddie Murray, Andre Thornton, Bobby Gritch, Doug DeCince, Cal Ripken Jr., Robin Yount, Ricky Henderson, Larry Herndon, Hal McRae, Willie Wilson, Paul Molitor, Dwayne Murphy, Jesse Barfield, Don Baylor, and Dwight Evans. Willie Wilson, by the way, hitting .371. Flipping down to the National League All-Stars, we have John Candelaria, Steve Carlton, Larry Christensen, Rick Maller, Phil Niekro, Jerry Roos, Steve Rogers, Don Sutton, Fernando Valenzuela, Steve Bedrosian, and Al Holland, Gene Garber, Steve Howe, Gary Lucas, and Lee Smith. I can 6OD. Just one sec, bud. Gary Carter, Jody Davis, Bo Diaz, Terry Kennedy, Reggie Smith, Jason Thompson, Phil Garner, Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, Bob Horner, Bill Madlock, Mike Schmidt, Dickie Thon, Dusty Baker, Tim Raines, Andre Dawson, Mel Hall, Ken Landro, Kevin McReynolds, and Pedro Guerrero. So Tim Raines does make the roster. So we have Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, Gary Carter, Steve Rogers all making the All-Star team. Well, let's see what Ripken's got going on. So he's a 4.5 star overall with a 5-star potential. Again, he is a rookie. He's a rookie this year. Hitting .309, 17 homers, and 47 RBIs in his rookie season, which is amazing. Good for Cal. Good for Cal. Wow, that's amazing, actually. Good for Cal. Having a great season. I'm not saying I'm super impressed, but because I am. But I mean, it's Cal, so hopefully he keeps that up. All right. So we need to figure out what we're going to do about Gary Carter. Let's go to rosters and transaction. Gary Carter is out 1 to 2 weeks. So again, 1 to 2 weeks, probably not going to put him on the DL. He's out with an oblique strain. His recovery time is unknown. He's not playing all 162 this year, though. Unrealistic. Did he miss a game? I didn't notice. Did he miss a game so far? I didn't even notice. I didn't notice if he missed a game. He played 84 games. Oh, his team has played 85. Wow. I mean, they're also in last place. So, maybe worth him having a rest. Okay, so we're really not going to do anything with Gary Carter then, because if he's out 1 to 2 weeks, Chris Spire could be back anytime. So, I mean, I guess just for now, we could use a second catcher. Let's go to our player list and filter all positions. Let's go catcher. And we're going to look at default. Andres Galarraga. How's Andres Galarraga doing? Let's do a quick. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's do a quick run through of our minor leagues and see how some of our better guys are doing. But is it worth bringing up Andres Galarraga and get him a cup of coffee? How's he doing? He's hitting .313, 20 bombs, and 63 RBIs for the Big Cat. He's in Double-A with the Memphis Chicks. Well, Double-A Memphis Chicks. Active roster is full. Is it a pitcher problem? 1, 2. Tommy John is no longer hurt, right? He's healthy again? All right. So Sugar Ray Burris is going back down. Out of option years. We'll have to designate him for assignment again. There we go. So we can call up the Big Cat. Nope. We're calling him right up. We're going to let him sit on the bench in the big leagues for a week while Gary Carter recovers. So let's go to, player list. Entire organization. I don't want to go here, actually. No. I'm trying to think of what the best way to look at this is. Positional rankings? No, that's not really what I want. I'm trying to think of the best way to look at this without it being extremely cumbersome. I mean, we'll just have to do it this way, I guess. The Big Cat was awesome. The Blue Jays were better. I mean, if you look at it right now, the Blue Jays are 41-46, and we are 46-39. So right now, I know Chris Smith got ice cold. Chris Smith immediately got ice cold. I mean, he's still hitting 300, but that 300 came in a hurry. In a massive hurry. So we're going to put him back down to the lower part of the order and see what happens. Big Cat was awesome. Excuse me. So go to our player list. Let's go batting stats. Let's go take a look at catchers. People who might be having some real good times. We want all levels. There we go. We got Michael Lazier hitting .331 with 11 homers and 54 RBIs. He is in West Palm Beach in A-ball right now, which is pretty good. And in fact, let's look at it this way. We're going to look at this another way, actually. We're going to look at our potential rating this way. And let's go all players. And yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. There we go. All right. So Andres Galarraga right now is our best. Andres Galarraga is our best prospect right now. Again, we're going to call him up while Gary Carter's hurt. He might not play a whole lot. He might get some pinch hit appearances. From 356 to 300 in a few weeks, not good. Bob James is not happy. He's down in AAA. He's angry. He hasn't been pitching particularly well in AAA. He's been walking a lot of people, which is why we've left him down there. And he's going to continue to stay there. He's also hurt, which is a problem. We got Mike Hokut, who is in AAA as well. He's hitting .265 with 10 homers and 28 RBIs. He strikes out a ton. Again, we don't have a lot of immediate depth. If we had somebody who was hurt for a long period of time, we really don't have a lot of options where we could go to find better. That is definitely a very large problem. And one of the reasons why we're considering trading someone like Steve Rogers, who we will probably trade anyway, just based on the simple fact. In fact, let's go right now and take a look and see what we might be able to get for Steve Rogers. Let's go to the player list screen. Remember, guys, at the top of the hour, community manager TJ Lauerman will be here kicking off his 1991 Cleveland Indians franchise. I'm pretty confident it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So let's shop Steve Rogers around. Again, this is a dangerous move for us. We're second place in the division. Steve Rogers is one of our better players. He has been very, 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 very good for us this year. Again, you look at he is 6-5 with a 2.19 ERA, 95 to 20 K to walk ratio, a 1.03 WHIP. But the big problem we have is he wants a 5-year extension. He is 32 years old. We are not about to be paying a guy in his upper 30s $1 million a year in the early 80s. So the question is, can we flip him for something better? We've got a few relief pitchers there. We have shortstop Tack Wilson. Tack Wilson from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's 26 years old. He recently got called up. Well, not recently called up. He's a bench player, actually. 66 at-bats this season, hitting .333, no homers, 3 RBIs. Probably not the impact we're going to be looking for. Let's go see who else they've got around here. We got Bob Boone. Again, upper 30s guys. We've got a closer. Mark Davis, if we were looking for some prospect action. Willie Randolph is out there. Dave Winfield is out there as well. Winfield, definitely a guy we could consider. He's at 276, 17 homers, 44 RBIs for the Yankees right now. He has only played 62 games, which makes me think that he has been injured, which we could probably confirm right here. He did. He's been injured twice. He strained his rib cage, and he suffered a strained oblique. So not the healthiest guy in the barn right now, but would give us another outfield option. Mitchell Page is on there. Roy Lee Jackson, again, if we were looking to trade our best pitcher or one of our best pitcher for a reliever, we could go down that road, but I don't think that's something we're going to entertain at this point in time. Tack Wilson is there, as you can see again. He was listed at the top because we have shortstop as one of our positions of need. There's Fred Benning, who's a reliever. It's his stamina is only 35. Sometimes you catch them relievers with a higher stamina rating. Bruce Sutter, or Sutter, I guess. So not really anything being offered up that is fantastic to look at. I see Darren Dalton's name on there, which is interesting to see. And our thing is, too, is if we look at, what's our strength overview say? So, like, for us, we have very good positional strength at catcher with Gary Carter and Galarraga. We have, first base we're lacking a little bit. So maybe our best option right now with 3 weeks till the trade deadline is to move ahead a little bit further and see where our positional ranking goes. Because, again, 7.5 games back is a lot. 7.5 games back is a lot. Now, we've moved to 8 games back, actually, now. And you see, when you look at over this side of the screen on the right side at our top prospects, our 4 top prospects are all in the big leagues. And then actually you have Mike Gates, and then you have Galarraga, Fuentes, and Little, all with the big club right now due to injuries. Chris Spire. I'd really like Chris Spire to be able to come back. Chris Spire coming back would be nice. So we lost Ray Burris. We had tried to sneak Ray Burris through waivers. We lost him, which hurts our starting pitching depth, which is not great. Not great that we lost Ray Burris. Again, we were trying to sneak him down through the waiver machine. It did not work out. Pitching staff. We get Tommy John back in there. Tommy John started the season really hot. As of late, not so great. So you can see our team is kind of flip-flopped because our hitters got very hot. And our pitchers have kind of cooled off a little bit. Again, we had some really, really good pitching performances earlier in the season. And unfortunately, we have not been able to maintain that. So Ray Burris did get officially claimed by St. Louis. They try to trade him back to us probably. Doug Blair for Mike. No, that's not going to work for us. Team home screen. Next week. I mean, I'd love to get Tony Fernandez, but he is going to be way out of our price range. Well, let's see what it would take. Nothing. We have no player who makes that work, so that's not surprising. Not surprising. All right. So we're up to July 19th. Let's get through one more week. Chris Spire, eligible to come off the DL. Excellent. So we're going to need to switch this back to AAA. Brian Little did not perform very well in his brief call-up. 205. No homers, 4 RBIs. He did walk 10 times, which is impressive to see. But we're going to send him back down to whence he came. And we're going to go to the disabled list. We're going to get Chris Spire back up here. And you see, we have a lot of hurt guys. A lot of injured. Go, Jays, go. Normally, I would agree with that, but right now, I'm just going to let it slide. So, I mean, our record, we're still 6 games over 500, but 10 games back. Philadelphia on an absolute tear right now. Received another message. Ready. Might be able to satisfy. Need to mention Randy Reddy. Yeah, see, this would be an interesting thing because Randy Reddy would be playing second fiddle to Robin Yount in. We'll be playing second fiddle to Robin Yount. Fire sale. I don't know if we're at the point of having a fire sale, especially considering how good Carter and Dawson are. I mean, and still relatively young and controllable. Randy Reddy might be a guy we could consider trading for. He's got good contact, good gap power, good eye and discipline. Can play second, third, and short, although he's not great defensively. He's only managed to get 39 at bats because, again, he's playing behind Robin Yount in Milwaukee. Now, we don't really have anything that makes that work, of course, but we're not going to trade Andres Galarraga either to get a deal done. But you can see we just do not have the prospect depth that we need to make a trade like this. That is kind of where our problem lies at the moment. We could throw someone like Mike Hocutt in, and again, immediately he's insulted by our offer. We could throw someone like Brian Little in, and then we could go to our big league club and try to toss one of our middle of the road guys in there, like a Bryn Smith or like a Kris Smith. Although again, I'm just spitballing right now. Sweating the sweet. And see, that's the thing is, we're trading, we're giving up so much. And where our prospect depth is so thin, that's kind of the opposite of a trade that we want to make right now. We just kind of want to, we'd rather refill the cupboards as opposed to emptying them, which is, again, interested in Cal Ripken Jr.? Yeah, sure. We don't have anybody that's going to get him, but we're definitely interested in him. How could you not be interested in Cal Ripken Jr.? You'd be foolish. You'd be foolish not to try to get Cal Ripken, of course. So we've made it to, we're going to go one more day because I like to finish on odd weeks. So that gets us to Monday, July 26, 1982. Try to offer us Lee Smith. That's not going to happen. Ken Phelps has won the Offensive Player of the Week. You will fill a hole with Randy Reddy, then open up another hole because you traded away so much. Exactly. And I don't necessarily think Randy Reddy even fills a hole because we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know what we're going to get with him. Could be a lot of different things that we could get with him. But you see, offensively, our team has been very good. You got Tim Raines setting the table at the top. Let's just go to the rosters let's go here. Active roster and then batting stats. Andres Galarraga still with the team. We got to send him back down. You got Tim Wallach batting 294, Dawson 290. Raines is hitting 289 with a 361 on base percentage, which is very nice. 61 for 69 in steals. Tim Raines is, by the way. Dawson 13 steals, 14 caught stealing. Kris Smith is hitting 289, which is still very good. He's been super cold as of late, but he's still very good. Carter's hitting 274. We have lots of power as well. 18 home runs for Ken Phelps, who has definitely turned it on as of late. You remember he was hitting in the 190s after like a month and a half. He's up to 235. He has still struck out 102 times in 97 games. But he's walked 67 times. He has 18 home runs. Carter has 17 home runs. Dawson and Mike Stenhouse have 11, and Tim Wallach has 10, which is fantastic. So I feel like we've made some progress, but we do need to make some decisions as we sit 7 games back at 53 and 44 of the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 60 and 37. What do we do? Do we try to make a play to re-sign Steve Rogers, or do we trade him? Do we try to flip Tommy John for some kind of asset? Are we going to try to make a run for the playoffs with the team that we have? Or are we going to start planning for the team that we want to have? That 82 Phillies team is stacked. Gary Matthews Sr., Mike Schmidt, 20 home runs, 56 RBIs. Steve Carlton just lighted it up on the mound, 12-3 with a 1.56 ERA, which is absolutely insane. Larry Christensen has a 2.75 ERA. Mike Krukow is pitching pretty well. With 3.72 ERA, he's been a wonderful number 3 starter for them. Ruthven, 3.19. Even in the fifth spot, Wajna, 45 innings, 2.80 ERA. Their bullpen's been really good. 27 saves for Ron Reed, which is absolute insanity as well. They have been very, very, very good when they take to the mound. Very, 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 very good, you might be able to say. Well, guys, that is going to do it for me this week on my leadoff edition of the Wednesday night Out of the Park Baseball doubleheader and the Out of the Park Developments triple header. I'll have this up. If you didn't get to watch it in your entirety, please jump in, check out the VOD. Make sure that if you are new, you give the channel a follow at the top of the screen. Hit that follow button as hard as you possibly can. We are inching ever closer to that 1,000 follower plateau here on the official channel. As always, I have been Kris Jardine, Associate Community Manager for Out of the Park Baseball. Next up, batting in the two-hole, the community manager himself, TJ Lauerman, a.k.a. That Sports Gamer, kicking off his 1991 Cleveland Indians franchise. I will catch you guys later. And remember, as always, keep swinging for the fences. Have a great night, folks, and enjoy the rest of the live entertainment.